Hey guys, it's Christy, and today I am back for another Law of Attraction card reading. But what I'm going to do today is integrate some of the imagery from the tarot cards into our message. So the two cards that I chose today are the Devil and the Sun, because as I've studied them and looked at the imagery on them, it started to remind me of the Law of Attraction emotional scale. So let me show you why that is. I've got to cover certain parts of this. Okay, so the Devil card, if you look closely at the Devil card, you see this black foreboding background and this devil above the people, and he looks very scary. And the people are clearly chained and shackled to one another and imprisoned. And what ends up striking me about this card is that if you look closely, the chains around their necks are very loose, and they could easily take the chains right from around their head. And yet they don't. And to me, that kind of represents how a lot of us in our lives are we're in bondage, but it is of our own making. That's what I'm trying to spit out here. Sorry about that. Mercury is in retrograde, and I'm a Gemini with Virgo rising, so just bear with me. So anyway, the emotional scale represents the very bottom would be the lowest vibration of emotion that we can feel. Fear, anxiety, depression, despondence. And that, to me, is kind of where that Devil card sits. Because within it, you could see that these people are clearly in bondage, but it is, at the end of the day, of their own making. They could easily remove that. And it reminds me of limiting beliefs. A lot of us have beliefs about ourselves that we're unworthy or not capable, and we have bad habits or addictions that keep us in that lower vibrational state. So then I look at the sun. And the sun, as you can see, a bright yellow, beautiful sun, all the sunflowers. And in the foreground is a childlike person on a horse, just arms wide and feeling free and happy, joyous. Everything about this card represents the upper end of the emotional scale, which is pure joy, clarity, confidence, happiness. And so I thought today bringing these two cards into the reading would be super interesting to find what the universe has to say about how we can move from devil energy to sun energy. So I figured, okay, that was a very fast answer. Also, I wanted to point out our new black raspberry glow candle that I have lit over here. It's available on the Dragonfly Room website, and I'll link that in the description below so you can get yours. It smells so great. So what I wanted to ask the universe for guidance is some ways that we can move from the devil energy to the sun energy. And their first response is, to receive what I want, I must not push against unwanted. How perfect is this message? Okay, so the way we could break this down with the devil and the sun energies is that this card is saying, don't fight against these lower vibrational points. Instead, embrace the higher vibrational points with your thoughts, with your emotions. And when you are in that vibration, guess what you're going to draw to you? But if you're shouting and pushing against unwanted things, you are going to draw more of them into your life. We know this because the law of attraction states that which is like unto itself is drawn. And so I think it's important for us to follow this advice. To receive what I want, I must not push against unwanted. That's so clear. And I love it. Okay, this is an expanding universe, and all things must be allowed. In other words, For you to understand and experience what you desire, you must understand that which you do not desire. That's really interesting. For in order to be able to choose and focus, both must be present and understood. That's so interesting. Oh my gosh, I love this, because what they're saying is the devil and the sun have to both be present. They're both opposite sides of the same thing. So what it is that you do not want, the flip side of that is exactly what you want. And so they're saying, don't push against what you do not want, but focus your energy on what it is you do want, and you will find yourself moving up that scale. So, and I always recommend being, I'm looking for the words here. Again, Mercury's in retrograde. Be reasonable in your expectation of moving from the lower vibration to the higher vibration. Sometimes a small improvement is all that's needed to get the ball rolling up the scale. So, in other words, if you're feeling very fearful, anger could be a little bit better for you, but don't stay there very long. The recommendation is to move up the scale, but to do it in a way that stops along the way, but don't stay very long until you hit the higher vibration emotions. And so that's what I would recommend. And so to move your energy from the devil to the sun by not fighting unwanted things would mean that when you find yourself complaining or feeling fearful about something, change your thought in that moment to one that makes you feel better. It's usually easy to remember something in your life that made you happy, or makes you laugh, or makes you feel a little bit better. Think about that instead. Don't tell yourself not to think about what it is you don't want. Instead, just change your thought to something you do want to think about, that you know is going to bring you up the scale more toward the sun energy. Okay, so I've also drawn a card from the Mystic Manifesting Oracle deck. I absolutely love this deck. And the card that I got for us is Heavenly Embrace. You will never lose your way, for all paths will lead you back home. I love that. So our affirmation is going to be, my angels guide me. So in other words, look to Spirit to help you as you try to move from lower vibration to higher vibration. Look to Source to help you move up that scale, to give you better feeling thoughts. And guess what? When you think one good feeling thought, if you think it long enough, it leads to another, and then you have a whole trail of good feeling thoughts to follow. And as you work on this, because it is a practice, you will find that more and more of the time, you're finding good feeling thoughts, and then you're seeing good things come into your life. So pay attention, but relax at the same time. Before things are made manifest, you feel joy, and that is your success. So I hope you guys enjoyed this message. I really, really love this. And I will be doing more of the imagery tarot combined with law of attraction videos in the future. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers, guys.